Talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing, co-hosts Brian Schmidt, PJ Noodleman, and producer Dangerous Dan Margetta. Call the show anytime at 414-421-7901. And now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
Hey, every 30 years, that's how often we race at North Wilkesboro. The first Cup race at North Wilkesboro in 30 years. Hello there, everyone. Todd Bailing in beautiful Greendale, Wisconsin, joined by my partners spread out over the state, starting with Wilkesboro, Wisconsin's Brian Schmidt. Hi, Brian.
Morning. Yes, excited to see a race at North Wilkesboro. The whole weekend I've watched a lot of it, the Cars Tour stuff. I watched some of the truck race yesterday. The whole thing seems like everybody's happy to be there. The place looks beautiful. I mean, compared to what it used to look like. And, big crowds. The crowds Friday night for the late model stuff were really impressive. So, I think they've hit a home run with this and, take something away from somebody and bring it back, and fans really appreciate it. And we're seeing that with these different tracks they're opening up.
From the left coast of the state of Wisconsin in Trempealeau, Wisconsin, PJ Noodleman.
Hey. Yeah, the Cinderella song actually sums it up. You don't know what you got till it's gone. And now that North Wilkesboro is back, I think fans are embracing it. They like that.
And our own producer, director, and camera operator, writer, all-around good guy, Dan Margetta. Hi, Dan.
Hey, good morning. I like North Wilkesboro. I went to the fall race there in 92, 93, 94, and both races in 95. So, I mean, it was became a yearly stop for me. It was just kind of a cool racetrack. I liked the elevation change, and it was kind of
yeah, that was unusual.
It started as what started was, friends and I were big Ricky Rudd fans back in the day, and he got into it Earnhardt. Was it in 89 or 90 in the fall race? And we always thought it was a cool track to go to. That's when we were in college, and then we were out our last year, and we were watching Martinsville, and my friend John was like, hey, let's go to Wilkesboro next week. So we made that decision I think it was the rainout race. It was on Monday we made that decision. On Wednesday night we were in the car, or Thursday night we were in the car driving all night to get there. And we pulled in for Friday qualifying, and I remember the kids got off of school down there because qualifying was going on. I thought,
that's awesome.
It's a national holiday in North.
That is awesome. I did not know that.
Wilkes County. That's where Junior Johnson's farm was. His place actually was Rhonda, North Carolina, but right, it's a suburb. You think of it as hey, the last time they raced there, Ted Musgrave was on the pole. Imagine that. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, when this track was let to just go ahead and grow over and die, they, trees pushed their way through the track, and it was really, and you talk about disarray. It was not a place where you could even race. And I have to tip the cap here to Johnny Reiser. That's Robbie's dad, also a Hall of Famer here in Wisconsin. It was his idea to take the Roush Gong Show to North Wilkesboro. He went up there and oversaw the operation of getting the track in raceable condition, cutting the trees down, putting some patches in it. It wasn't perfect. It was still a rough track and tough to race on, but that's where they had the Gong Show. And I wish I could tell you which of the drivers was picked from there. Dan, if any of us would know, it would probably be you.
Might have been Kurt Busch, maybe?
Oh, jeez. Not Nate Hosley, huh?
Yeah, well, I could have been that too. It was right around that time. When they closed Wilkesboro, wasn't this part of the whole Texas lawsuit? Didn't they split the dates? One went to.
They fought over the date, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a date, not a place to race, and because of I guess because of COVID is why it got repaved and revitalized all the way around. And well, either way.
The first time I got in the Cup garage was at North Wilkesboro. I signed in under the 45 Terminal Trucking. I think it was sponsored by Kraft that day, Rich Pickle. I did make the race.
Who won?
That's cool.
Who did you see win there, Dan?
I saw, the first time I went, I saw Jeff Bodine kick everybody on a Monday rainout race because it rained out Sunday. The next year in 93 is the first year I got in the garage, and I saw Rusty Wallace win. It was the fall.
Very cool. It will be televised on TNT, but what a day. If you like to sit in front of your TV when it's, so healthy to go outside and breathe the fresh air, it will be. Listen to this lineup. The Brewers are on first. That's what, Dan, about 1:10 probably. At 2:00 is the World Cup Championship between Spain and Argentina, I think it is. South America versus Europe. Okay. That, depending on when that ends, is when the Indy cars are on. Right now, they are tentatively scheduled to go green at 4:35 Central Time. And then when that race is over, we will go to TNT. The green flag is at 6:14 Central Time. It's scheduled to be in the 80s and 50 to 60% chance of rain. They do have rain tires. As long as it's not pouring, they will race in wet conditions. They have the same tires on, if it's dry, same tires as they had at Martinsville, Bowman Gray, and Phoenix. So a full day there. Stages are at 80 and 265. This is a 0.625 or 5/8 mile track. It falls between Bristol and Richmond in size. 450 laps. That's 50 laps longer than they used to race back in the day, which means it's the North Wilkesboro 281.25 miler. What the hell would they come up on a name like a number like that? So they had to go by the rule book, lame as it is, to come up with a lineup. If we have lights here, and we do, and we had a full day of nothing to do except wait for qualifying, why the hell did we go to the rain rules, Brian?
I don't know. So they ran the truck race at like noon local time, 12:30 local time, 11:30 it started here. Hotter than blazes there. So they made those guys run in that heat all day. Then they waited for 2 hours, and then it rained for True TV to come on for practice. So it rained. They had to dry the track. They got the track dry because they weren't going to practice in the wet weather because they're probably not going to race in the wet weather. And then there was word on the street that they were going to cut it short at 7:30 local time. Practice was going to end. And this was at like 7:45 that they said this. And then quickly, NASCAR must have talked to True TV. No, we'll do the whole 50-minute practice. But then practice ended at about a little before 8 o'clock local time, and then we didn't qualify. And there was nothing else scheduled at the facility for the rest of the night. There wasn't, like, as far as we know, no concerts or nothing like that. Why we didn't qualify, I don't know. Because of TV? I mean, if you looked at what True TV had on their listing for programming last night, it was all reruns of old stuff or old movies or something. So I don't know. To me, TV is dictating way too much right now, and it's really frustrating because it's taking away from what some of the product we could see.
Ryan, they had to let everybody give some time to go down to that vibrant North Wilkesboro nightlife.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, because, we're in such a big city, right?
Oh, good God. It's a metric that they follow. And because of Ryan Blaney's win last week at Atlanta and some other factors, Ryan will start from the pole today. Gibbs second, Christopher Bell third. Carson Hocevar, who turns out to be a pretty damn good short track announcer, will be fourth. And Tyler Reddick fifth. Now, that's just the metric. In practice, Bell was the man. And it's that damn Toyota story again. Hamlin was second. So, Bell and Hamlin, those are your guys. Now, Chastain was third, but he's going to have to go to the rear, did naughty boy stuff and something with going through 3 times and blah, 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 blah. Byron fourth, Elliott fifth, Gibbs sixth, Larson seventh, Barry eighth, Joey Logano ninth, and Busher 10th. That was
those are the guys. You got the 10-lap averages, too, which might be a little bit better idea of what you have going on there. You have Bell. He is the odds-on favorite, but then Byron and Larson are second and third in the 10-lap averages. Then Hamlin and then Ryan Blaney is in top 5. Connor Zilisch is sixth in the best 10-lap average. So maybe a good day for Zilisch again. That would be really nice for him.
Here's what I would like everybody to remember as we're getting ready to go to a break here. This is going to be a long, hot race, and there's going to be lots and lots of factors. At the end of the day, I think the most important thing is going to be taking care of your brakes, because 450 laps at this place in this hot is going to be tough on brakes. But just because the guy you want to win is starting in the back, don't count him out. He'll be up front at some point during the evening's festivities at beautiful North Wilkesboro. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Experience endurance racing at its finest, July 30th through August 2nd. The Modal Sports Car Endurance Grand Prix featuring IMSA returns to Road America. Watch elite drivers and cutting-edge machines from nearly 20 manufacturers like Ferrari, Corvette, Aston Martin, and Mercedes battle it out. New for 2026, don't miss the 6-hour Endurance Showdown, putting Road America alongside the world's greatest endurance races. It's strategy, speed, and stamina all in one unforgettable weekend. For tickets and information, go to roadamerica.com. Don't miss out on IMSA.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
If you like racing, don't miss this. See the stars and cars of the ASA Midwest Tour invade Madison International Speedway. Friday night, July 24th, it's the $5,000 to win Howie Lotto Classic by Tech Dairyland 100. See super late models and Midwest trucks on Wisconsin's fastest half mile. Advanced discount tickets at MISRacing.com. Make your plans now. The Howie Lotto Classic by Tech Dairyland 100. Friday night, July 24th. See ASA super late models at Madison International Speedway. And you just gotta be there.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
All right, no matter where you are right now, no matter what you're doing, if you were awake at 1:45 last Monday morning to watch the checkered flag fall at Atlanta, raise your hand right now. Dan Margetta, I know your hand is up in the air because you're the only guy I know that will not care if he has to work the next day. I don't really count because I'm retired and I didn't have to get up in the morning, but I was up. Who else was up? Come on, you guys.
I was. I didn't have to work though on Monday. I took a vacation day because it was the Slinger Nationals week. So we were in the hotel. We were in the Cobblestone Hotel. It was a hangover. I think he fell asleep though. I did watch the end of the race.
And Ryan Blaney won it. PJ, you finally, your pick came through for you. Boy, did he dominate at that racetrack! What a spectacular track! I don't know if everybody agrees with me, but that paved job has turned this into a absolute spectacle. The racing is great. I realize that one guy dominated, but that isn't really. I don't think that's
not the story.
No, it's certainly not the story. The racing was really, really good, and my God. By the way, Junior was the first to call it. I don't think that Bubba can do that. I think he's going to get penalized. He finishes second. He went below the line. He said he didn't pass anybody. He was 3 wide, though, coming to the line, and actually came across second overall, but they pushed him back to the last car on the lead lap because he passed. Well, because now I'm not sure how this works. Why you can't go? You can't advance yourself going below the line.
He
right?
did advance himself, though.
He had to, right? He was second,
yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And if he would have And from what I heard, if he would have done a better job of allowing the car that he passed to get back by him, there would not have been the penalty. But he wasn't able to do that. And when you're going those speeds in that pack, I don't know how you know where you are to let someone by you anyway, unless the spotter's keeping a track of that type of stuff, which I'm sure they're really not. So I guess I can't really fault him for that.
Right.
Yeah. He did what I think it's a reactionary. Going for the win. Yeah. It's going for the win, and it's a reactionary thing. And but overall, it was a great show. Everybody else probably threw the DVR on before they went to bed or saw it on a delayed basis. Either way, man, oh man, do I like that track now.
Now we just got to get Atlanta some decent dates. Think back to February when their first race was. The temperature was in the 30s. Now fast forward to this past weekend when it was in the 90s with rain. I mean, is there a way, which is your showpiece track right now in the whole series, to get them some decent dates so that you could probably fill the place up without any question and get some people to go there?
Crazy dates. I always had one in the spring, and one used to run in November. Used to end the season here.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's...
Oh, sure.
They've never really had... What's the correct good date for Atlanta? May?
I would say April-ish, and then maybe late September, early October. I mean, that would put it in the chase, but...
Dan, was it March when it snowed in Atlanta?
Yeah, 93. Yeah, March and because it was right after the...
How the hell do you remember that?
I remember that because I remember Alan Kalicki working on his car in knee-deep snow and everybody else went home, and that was right before he got killed.
Yeah. Hey, I'm from Wisconsin. You sissies go back and sit there and freeze, see if I give a shit. Brian, there's more rule changes coming from NASCAR. Here, Cole Pearn, you remember? I was almost going to call him Pearn because I think of the late great drummer from Rush, Neil Peart.
Perrin.
Perrin?
It's how it's actually pronounced, but Darrell Waltrip kind of NASCArized it and called him Pearn, and that's how it was.
It's Perrin?
Yes.
Cole Perrin. He used to be the crew chief in the 78 car back when they won the Cup in 17. Quote, "At what point do these donkeys admit they completely fuck the design of this car?" They're trying to improve, put more lipstick on the pig. How's that? They're putting a smaller spoiler and a tapered spacer back into the engines for this upcoming Daytona race. If you can't fix it, put enough Band-Aids on it and everybody else will think it's good. They're going from 510 approximately horsepower down to 465, and they're putting a smaller spoiler. Tell me, how is this going to affect the racing, and is it anything more than an experiment? We're going to see how it works, and then from there, we'll go on and decide if we're going to use it at Talladega?
That's exactly what it is. It's just they're so afraid of the single file, which, I mean, we saw it at the Daytona 500 this year, a lot of nothing happening. You see it at Talladega, a lot of nothing happening because the guys don't want to wreck. But to do this, to try to pack them up more, I mean, we can't have it both ways, which is what I think is so frustrating. You don't want to wreck the whole field and have them all fall out like we've seen in some of these races where you're down to, 15, 20 cars left at the end, but yet you don't want them to drive around and just follow each other around. Well, what do you want? Because in this type of racing, you can't be running side by side or 3 wide or 4 wide lap after lap after lap without wrecking. They did it at Daytona 3 wide lap after lap, but Dan and I, we were there, right, Dan? We were like, well, these guys aren't running full throttle.
Right, exactly. Once you know the full story behind it, it's not as exciting anymore because they're just putting on a show. They're not really racing because they're not going full throttle. We used to have, I remember at Talladega, the Talladega Express. I remember that. That was the draft. It was cars lined up, all single file and draft, but then they would always slingshot by, and for some reason the leader couldn't stay out front. Why? It was because of the air, how it works. IndyCar kind of had that towards the end too, where the cars get such a run on the leader, they got to make a pass, so they make a pass, even though they get back in single file line. I think they're trying to maybe get to that, but I don't know how to do that.
It seems to me that the idea would be to slow the cars down. The problem is it's your premier division, and you don't want them slow. You don't want the Norp cars to be faster. You want these to be the premier fast cars that really put on the show, but they don't really, everything doesn't add up that way. If the more you slow them down, the better show they would put on, and really the better the more we would depend on drivers to determine the outcome of the race, rather
what a
than
novel concept.
Yeah, what a concept that might be, but how much do we? This is, I think, what this point is of slowing them down a little bit, and maybe we'll have. Let's hope that this is going to work for once, and we can leave the rules alone for a while. I don't particularly like 465 horsepower, but on the other hand, what else do you do other than reduce cubic inches? You can't have a different engine completely, or can you, for running at super speedways? Ed Kluka said back a long, long time ago, you should put a 302 in them for running super speedways, and wouldn't that be what a novel way to slow them down? Put a smaller engine in them. What do you think?
That'd be a good thing to think about during the break.
Oh yeah, I suppose the music has been playing and I didn't hear it. All right, we'll take a break and come back. Thanks for listening.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
Experience endurance racing at its finest. July 30th through August 2nd. The Modal Sports Car Endurance Grand Prix featuring IMSA returns to Road America. Watch elite drivers and cutting-edge machines from nearly 20 manufacturers like Ferrari, Corvette, Aston Martin, and Mercedes battle it out. New for 2026, don't miss the 6-hour Endurance Showdown, putting Road America alongside the world's greatest endurance races. It's strategy, speed, and stamina all in one unforgettable weekend. For tickets and information, go to roadamerica.com. Don't miss out on IMSA.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Welcome back to the program. Geez, I'm just counting down the minutes until we can talk about the Slinger Nationals, but we'll do that in a little bit here. Couple things. This is the first race where they're going to change the underneath of the front end. They had that foam behind the bumpers. What exactly... PJ, you might know this more than any of us. I don't know what kind of effect that had on the car. Were you able to use your quote unquote bumper more without there being as much damage to the front end?
I don't profess to be an expert, but I do know that would be one thing that would help. It also might help prevent airflow as well. So there's a couple of different factors that would probably play in there.
Another factor in this long race that we're up against tonight, starting at 6:14 Central Time. So keep that in mind. You can't really move people. They did race there yesterday. Chandler Smith in the trucks just kicked everybody's ass. Ty was 10th, and without a crew chief who apparently was eating lettuce over at Taco Bell and had to stay home and stay pretty close to the bathroom.
The porcelain throne.
The porcelain throne. So, hey, we're thinking about you, Joel, but not too much.
How about who finished third in that truck race, though?
Yeah.
And where he came from and how many trucks he passed. I think this just goes to show, if you put SVG in good equipment, which that's Spire trucks, those are good equipment, look what he can do. I mean, the Trackhouse stuff has been kind of marginal this year at best and hasn't been the greatest, but boy, I think he's starting to figure this stuff out because he looked pretty natural and pretty smooth in that truck yesterday, passing trucks left and right.
The talent level, we understand. But it's nurturing the oval track education that has been, I didn't think he was ever going to come around based on what we saw in the beginning, but my God, he's a student of the game. And when they interview him, he just loves it. I love this whole NASCAR thing. I'm having more fun than I've ever had in my life. This guy is talking like a champion. Once he gets it figured out, now he's got a car that practiced in the middle of the field and that starts in the middle of the field today. Does that mean he doesn't have a shot of running up front? Well, probably everybody's going to run up front at one point or another, depending on when they pit. The pitting is, these points are becoming more and more critical, Brian, in almost every division. But the Cup boys, just as much. Look at the difference it made last week just for Bubba. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Now my computer's being slow on me here, so I can't get him up right away. Give me a second. Here we go. Yeah. I mean, the points are, Bubba Wallace, where is he here? He's down to 13th now in points, so that really hurt him.
Oh, yeah.
He's only, let me do some quick math here. Eric Jones sits 16th. He's 345 from the lead, and Bubba Wallace is 298 from the lead. So it's what is that, 56 points or something like that. So yeah, it's close. That was a costly error by him last week.
SVG, by the way, starts 8th today, not middle of the field. Just keep that in mind. And
his 10-lap average was about 13th, so he's in the upper half of the pack.
Interesting.
I think he's going to make things very interesting as we wane down through the rest of the season here.
And look what he has working against him, though. He's not a young kid. If he was 24 years old, we'd be saying, my God, there is no ceiling on this guy. But he's like 37 or something.
So?
Well, yeah, I realize that there's a lot of good racing ahead of him yet. But the curve is what I'm thinking of. It's got to be speeded up. You can't take 10 years to figure this out. And the way he's going, though, he's going to be champion by the time he's 40. So
that used to be the prime. What did Junior Johnson always say? Wasn't that like right around
32? Junior Johnson told us on this program when we did the show from Boring Bob's Bar on 92nd Street, he said that the primo age for a driver is 32 years old. Now, Ed pointed out years later that that number had gone down because of the so many young drivers coming in. I don't believe it has. I think that still is where your talent level peaks. And your maturity and all that other stuff. So keeping that in mind, imagine the future that a guy like Zilish has. What is he, 19, 20? Did he turn 20? I think he did. There's quite a ceiling. All he's got to do is get in good equipment now, which is what he's going to need. So in other news, the Justin Allgaier said before this season started he thought it was going to be his last year racing. And he's having a year for the ages. And Kelly Earnhardt Miller announced this week that he has re-signed with the organization for, quote, a couple more years. We don't know exactly how many, but Allgaier, can he possibly be having more fun unless he was in a Cup car? This is a magical year for the guy, and one of the really, truly good guys around, too. Brian, I swear to God, you knew him when we ran into him at Phoenix because he was so friendly and so decent.
Yeah, he's a dirt guy. We remember seeing him race years ago down at Farmer City with his modified. He's always been very personable, and his parents are actually pretty good friends with the Miller brothers, Jerry and Elaine from up here in Random Lake, so they know each other pretty well. And anytime the Xfinity Series was up here years ago, his parents would always be up here staying with them. So he's got some connections to the area up here. And yes, he is. And I don't know if he'd even have more fun in a Cup car because I think he really likes being done Saturday night and having his, a half a weekend to spend with his family yet, and not having the stresses of the Cup stuff. He did the Cup stuff for a while, if you remember, and struggled mightily in it. So I think he loves where he's at right now.
And there's nothing wrong with having guys that stay in certain series like that. That kind of adds a little more seasoning, if you will, to the series.
There's a reason he's the most popular driver in the series, and he certainly is that. We'll sneak away for a break and come back. We're glad you're listening. Hang in there.
Ho, ho, ho! Psst. Hey, you guys want to see some folks fly without the reindeer? Let's go racing! Plymouth Dirt Track Racing, Saturday night. It's Christmas in July with free kids stocking decorating presented by Clips and Tim Salon. And those aren't elves. It's a special appearance from the Badger Midgets, plus 360 sprints, B-Mods, and Brand Nationals. Dirt flies at 5:30. Tickets $18 for adults, kids 11 and under free with paying adults. Check out PlymouthDTR.com for schedules and ticket information. The Saturday night tradition, Plymouth Dirt Track Racing.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
Well, Brian, I see that Chase Elliott, NASCAR's most popular driver for years now, made some comment. Why is my voice going away? Made some comments to his kingdom, by the way, basically, and about his kingdom of the television effect and what it's done, what it is in the process of doing to our sport. Maybe you want to summarize a little bit.
Yeah, and it was during Friday's media availability because Chase ran every single race at North Wilkesboro this weekend. He ran the 2 Cars Tour races. So he was there on Friday, and they asked him about the situation last week at Atlanta with the race running so late. And it's some interesting quotes here from him, and I'll read the quotes directly from his media availability. They asked him about running so late on Sunday night, and he said, honestly, those comments come directly from people that I know personally that either went to the race and weren't super thrilled about their Monday morning and probably won't do it again, or people that chose not to go because they had to go to work on Monday. It stemmed directly from fans of our sport, people that aren't just watching on TV, people that are spending their money to come support us at track, in person, in the stands. And that was why I said that, just because I have heard it directly. And he talks about how he thinks they should pivot to some more Saturday night races versus Sunday night races because it just works better for people. And he talked about how when he was a kid, he was so excited about Saturday night races, and that was the coolest thing, under the lights. You're not in the heat, and it's a really good media availability. You can find Jeff Gluck had it on his Twitter thing. Steve Tarato had it also. Those are the guys that kind of recorded it, and you can watch the whole thing. It's about a 3-minute clip talking about it. But I agree with a lot of what he says about how especially this time of year, there isn't a lot going on. And I know the TV metrics show Sunday night is the best, but he's concerned that we're worried more about the TV than the people in the stands, which I believe they are. But, you're really alienating some of these folks by running these Sunday night races. This is going to be the third Sunday night in a row now that we're doing this. It's a double-edged sword, because I really don't, me personally thinking about it, I mean, I went 2 weeks ago to the one in Chicago, and going in what it is. So you know what you're going to have, and you're going to be late, and if you want to take off on Monday, you do. But then again, I also see Elliott's side of it where, you want to make it easier for the fans. So it's a really tough situation to be in from NASCAR, I think.
In the middle of summer, it's hot, Brian.
It is. That's why racing at night is good. I get that, and I understand it, and it's a good concept to have, and it is. But Saturday night versus Sunday night, TV is so much better on Sunday night, but for the fans, it's so much better on Saturday night. That's a tough one, and I really don't know what the right answer is, and I don't know if there is one.
Yeah. In other NASCAR news, and I think this is kind of important, they haven't had much, if any, practice at racetracks since COVID. I don't know how that helped during COVID, and I don't know how it's helping now. And maybe the light went on, because we're actually going to have practice again. Brian, how is this going to affect everything?
Well, we had talked about it a couple weeks ago that I heard in the garage that they were going to go to a more standard practice session starting next year, the full 50 minutes. Now it sounds like they're going to do it already this year. They did it yesterday. They're going to do it starting at New Hampshire. Instead of having the Cup Series divided into two groups, 25 minutes each, which I never understood what they were doing by that and why they did it. I think it was more for TV so that while one group was practicing, you could interview the other group. They're going to go away with that, and it's going to be a full 50-minute practice session. But they're still going to be on pit road, and you're still going to be very limited on the adjustments you can make. They're going to give them an extra set of tires so you can do a couple more, different scenarios with your car. But it's not the full practice yet like they had at Chicago a couple weeks where you can go in the garage area and do the changes. Don't know if that's what they're going to do starting next year. There's talk that they may. But then you come into the whole inspection thing, because once you let them go to the garage and do stuff, you have to check the cars again. So I don't know. I think they're going to start with this. The idea is it gives the smaller teams a chance to try to catch up, because right now, the way it's set up, the big teams have so much simulation. They're basing all their setups off of simulation. Smaller teams don't have that ability to simulate like these other ones do to the same extent. So if you give them more practice time, I think it'll help them. It'll also help the rookies like Connor Zilic. He hasn't had a lot of laps this year, if you think about it. He wrecks out early in a lot of these races. This will give him a full 50 minutes to practice. Now, will they use it or not? Yesterday, if you watch practice from North Wilkesboro, the first 15 minutes, hardly anybody went out. So will the teams use it? I don't know. We'll see.
It's also fairly new too, Brian. I mean, as they start to do it more, then the teams can actually have a plan.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I speak from experience with Toby, and what he does, he has his plan set up for what they're going to try and test during the practice sessions. And if the teams weren't fully prepped for that, then they couldn't take advantage of it fully.
I think this is, again, a TV thing. So, everything they got to pass through TV, TV's okay with it. I think Fox big push was two groups, because you could interview one with the other. These other networks here are like, no, just let everybody practice, and we'll interview who we can when we get a chance to do it.
Which is how it should be.
Yes, it is.
All right. I realize that we haven't got to the short track results yet, but it's just killing me not talking about the Slinger Nationals this last Tuesday. If you guys don't mind, we'll slip into it just before we go to some results. You got a chance to see what having such a huge purse will encourage. People doing things that they may not do on a weekly show, that go and drive over their head, that do things they normally don't do. The stress is there. The pressure is there. The big purse, a $20,000 payday, all that, somewhere between $18,000 and $20,000 in lap money. It was crazy. I thought it was going to be a crappy race. I say that only because once Ty got out front, I thought, it's over. You might as well get in your car and go home. And no.
I think a lot of people thought that. And then if anyone out there is a fan of like Lord of the Rings with Gollum in the ring, I think once Ty was obviously not going to win it, it seemed like everybody got to that, my precious. And then everybody was just like gloves off and racing crazy.
Gabe Summers ran down Ty Majeski, and put a move on to pass him. He did touch him. He didn't wreck him. He just moved him a little bit. And Carson Brown, who, by the way, I don't care how much money he's got behind him, that son of a gun has got some talent. And he took advantage of the 15 and 91 getting together and slipped into the lead, only to have Ty. Was he frustrated that he suddenly got together with the 15 and they spun and caused the caution?
No, and of course everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, sure, you're sleeping with the crew chief. You're gonna say this." But I watched Mark Allen's video from Lore Sports. They were down in turn 1, and it was a straight down view down this front stretch. And Ty got to the inside of Summers. Was he side by side? Not quite, but he was definitely more than a nose underneath of him. And I think Summers was just like, again, my precious, going for the win, trying to cross over onto Carson Brown. And either he didn't hear or his spotter didn't say inside. And I think that's I think they were just going for the same real estate. I'm not blaming Summers, but that was one of those.
I realize we're due for a break. I would say this: with Carson Hocevar going out early and elbowing his way all the way up next to the announcers on flow, boy, did we need him to, first of all, so we could take a breath from listening to those guys, but did he give some analysis? I swear to God, that was an absolute highlight. We'll talk about the Slinger Nationals and what else has happened in the world of short track racing when we come back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit BonafideSafe.com.
Psst. Hey, you guys want to see some folks fly without the reindeer? Let's go racing! Plymouth Dirt Track Racing. Saturday night, it's Christmas in July with free kids stocking decorating presented by Clips and Tip Salon. And those aren't elves. It's a special appearance from the Badger Midgets, plus 360 sprints, B-Mods, and Grand Nationals. Dirt flies at 5:30. Tickets $18 for adults, kids 11 and under, free with paying adults. Check out PlymouthDTR.com for schedules and ticket information. The Saturday night tradition, Plymouth Dirt Track Racing.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
We get to the middle of summer, and there's big money on the line on the dirt tracks across the country. We'll start Monday, Beatrice, Nebraska, the third annual Joey Hergott Memorial. $16,026 to win for the IMCA Modifieds. Ricky Thornton Jr. had Monday night off, so he brought his Modified, and he took home the $16,000. But that wasn't it. There's $10,000 to win for the IMCA Stock Cars on a Monday night. Ricky Thornton Jr. hopped in a stock car. He took home that money, too. So a $26,000 Monday night. I'd say that's a really good Monday night for most people. Also Monday night.
Bring out the late model.
Yeah, I know. His late model hasn't been the greatest. So, yeah, that was a good one for him. Fremont, Ohio, the High Limit Sprint Car Series Monday night. Brent Marks picked up his first win of the year for the High Limits. Tuesday night, Attica, Ohio, the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, the Brad Doty Classic. Kyle Larson is running away with this race, leading it, and all of a sudden he inexplicably goes into turn 3 in the lead, jumps the cushion, and goes for a wild flip. Hands the win over to Bryce Lucius, who picks up his first ever World of Outlaw Sprint Car feature win. Also Tuesday night in Corning, Iowa, the Adams County Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, $15,000 to win. Bobby Pierce picked up the win there on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, Jefferson, South Dakota, the Park Jefferson Speedway for the USMTS Modified Series. Joel Chisholm was your winner. Eldora, Rossburg, Ohio, for the High Limit Jokers Jackpot Double Down Duels. Twin $12,000 to win features for the 410 Sprint Cars. Brett Marks and Corey Day were your winners on Wednesday night. Thursday, Francis Crick, Wisconsin, the 141 Speedway, the King of the Creek. Night number 1, the late models were the headliners, $1,500 to win. Joel Bennett picked up the win there. Harlan, Iowa, the Shelby County Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Night number 1 of the Silver Dollar Nationals, $15,000 to win. Brandon Shepard won an absolute thriller. If you get a chance to see the highlights of that one on Thursday night. Also of note from the late model world, Bob Pierce on, I think it was Wednesday morning, woke up, didn't feel well, started having drooping, unfortunately had a stroke, but he was fortunately not far from the Omaha, Nebraska area. They were able to get him an ambulance and get him to the hospital quick, cleaned out his arteries. He's going to hopefully make a full recovery, and it sounds like he should be in good shape. But if anybody that goes to a dirt late model race, Bob is huge in Bobby Pierce's racing group there, does basically everything for him. So he's got to be like a caged animal in the hospital right now watching his kid race lately. But so best wishes to the Pierce family. 72 years old is Bob Pierce, but he should make a full recovery. So
young guy.
Yes, he is. Also Thursday night, Rossburg, Ohio, the High Limit Jokers Jackpot. $100,000 to win for the 410 Sprint Cars. Kyle Larson picked up Thursday night's win. Friday night at Gravity Park in Chilton, Steve Miller won in the Modifieds. Grand Nationals was Brad Weiss. Stock Cars, Marcus Hopner. And the Legends was Austin Winkle. Up at Seymour's Outagamie County Speedway in the late models, Joel Bennett made it 2 for 2 on the week, winning the late model feature up there. Modifieds went to Jaden Schmidt. Night number 2 at Francis Crick's 141 for the King of the Creek. In the IMC Stock Car, the preliminary feature winners for the big $10,000 win race Saturday night, Cole Sarneski and Mike Mullen. Modifieds were also there. Benji Lacrosse won that one. Fountain City, Wisconsin, the Mississippi Thunder Speedway. USRA Limited Lates were the headliners. Cam Panitsky picked up the win there. Darlington's Lafayette County Speedway, the Limited Lates went to David Webster. IMCA Modifieds went to Jed Freeberger. Princeton, Minnesota, the USMTS Modified Wars feature winner was Clayton Wagaman. Grand Forks, North Dakota, the River City Speedway for the Midwest Sprint Touring Series. Austin Hartman of Plymouth, Wisconsin, made the trip out to North Dakota, picked up his first ever winged sprint car feature win out there. So congratulations to him. Farmer City, Illinois, the Mars Dirt Car Series, $5,000 to win went to Jason Fager. Rossburg, Ohio, Eldora Speedway, the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, night before the Kings Royal, which actually kind of went into the morning before because they had a lot of rain there. $25,000 to win. Corey Day picked up that win in the wee hours of Saturday morning. Last night at Plymouth, the Super 6 Late Model Series, Joel Bennett made it a perfect 3 for 3 on the weekend, picking up the win there. MSA 360s went to Bill Taylor, and the Grand Nationals was Luke Skolton. Up at Shawano in the IMCA Modifieds, Lucas Lambries was your winner. Stock Cars was Dylan Stagey. Francis Crick, the 141 Speedway, $10,000 to win, King of the Creek for the IMCA Stock Cars. The ageless wonder, R.M. Van Pay, picked up the win there. That's a pretty feel-good story. He hasn't won a lot of races, especially in a stock car, but to hold off the likes of Benji Lacrosse and Cole Sarneski to pick up the big money, that was a really cool win there. Modifieds went to Russ Weinwald. Up at Eagle River, the Badger Midgets were up there. Brandon Welty was your winner. New Richmond, Wisconsin, Cedar Lake Speedway, the 10th annual Dwayne Mader Memorial, $10,055 to win for the late models. Dustin Sorensen was your winner. USRA Limited Lights went to Cooper Stenby. Ogilvie, Minnesota, the USMTS Modifieds, $5,000 to win. That went to Brandon Davis. Over in Quincy, Michigan, the Butler Motor Speedway, another one of our local sprint car drivers went over there. Logan Julian picked up the 410 sprint car win over there. Knoxville, Iowa, the wee hours of the morning this morning because they battled rain at 410 sprints went to Ryan Timms. $20,000 to win for the 360s. Ryan Timms won that one as well. Harlan, Iowa, the Shelby County Speedway for the Silver Dollar Nationals. 52. This is really weird. You guys aren't going to believe this one, but this is how this works. It's $52,000 to win the feature. That went to Ricky Thornton Jr. $53,000 for second place. That went to Jonathan Davenport. I'm not kidding you. That's how that went. And JD in the interview, he goes, "Yeah, I don't want to win the race anyway. I got $1,000 more for finishing second." So we'll figure. And finally, the biggest money race of the weekend was in Rossburg, Ohio, the Eldora Speedway for the 43rd annual Kings Royal. $200,000 to win. Anthony Macri made it 2 in a row. Once again, Garrett Williamson, who's running with the World of Outlaws, led a vast majority of the race. With about 5 laps to go, he got passed by Macri. They had a late caution for a green-white checkered. He had another shot at him. Couldn't get it done. That kid's going to win a race soon. But Anthony Macri, who just broke his back, 2-3 months ago, came back and won $200,000 last night. That is everything for the week.
All right. For the short track asphalt side of things, we'll head back to Slinger from last Sunday. The 602 Crater winner was Tanner Berge, collecting the bounty of $1,000 to beat John DeAngelis. Midwest Truck Series winner was James James Swan. Congrats to you. On Monday, the Slinger Super Late Model Bracket Challenge for the Super Lates was Carson Brown. The CRA Pro Tour Pro Late Model winner was Derek Kraus. The Slinger Nationals on Tuesday, the winner was 5 Star Bodies. I'm kidding. It was actually Casey Johnson, and that was a very popular win to see him do it.
What a popular win that was.
For sure. On Wednesday, La Crosse Speedway had a special going on with the fair over there. CWRA featured did doubles, and Jeff Weinfurter swept them both. On Thursday, up at Kaukauna, late model feature winner was Jesse Oudenhoven. Super late model winner was Grant Griesbach. On Friday, Golden Sands also doing double late model features. Mark Eswine picked up the first. Jason Stark picked up the second. Madison also had double features on Friday night. Bobby Wilberg picked up the first. Brent Edmonds the second. The ZMAX Cars Tour was also at North Wilkesboro Speedway. The Pro Late Model 75-lap winner was Caden Honeycutt. He also won the Late Model Stock Car 100-lap feature as well. By the way, in the Pro Lates, Keelan Harvick was there. He finished 7th. Gio Ruggiero was 13th. Chase Elliott 14th and Corey Hine 26th. Hine came back, though, in that late model stock to finish 2nd behind Caden Honeycutt. Carson Quapple was 6th. Carson Brown 10th. Caden Quapple 12th. Chase Elliott 14th. Ty Fredrickson was down there. Not the run he wanted, but he ended up 23rd. And Jesse Love was also there, who finished 26th. Yesterday, the Cars Tour Northwest was in Idaho, and the Pro Late Model winner was Kevin Harvick. Grundy County Speedway doing double features for their special event. The first one went to Ricky Baker. Max Kaler picked up the second, and the overall winner was Paulie Schaefer. Hawkeye Downs in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the Big 8 late models running there. Michael Bilderback picking up the win. Marshfield Speedway, super late model action. Travis Volm was your winner. La Crosse Speedway, NASCAR late model feature winner was Skylar Holzhausen. And Paul Reichert, the stat man, reminds us that's 3 years in a row now that Holzhausen has won that Fair Time 50-lap feature. Elko Speedway, 2 features as well for the late models. Michael Ostdyke picked up the first, Chris Merrick the second. Dells Raceway Park, the 602 late model winner was John Lemke. And then finally, Jefferson Speedway had double features. The first one went to Casey Johnson, picking up $1,000 for that win. Second late model feature was Tyler DePorter. He got $1,000 for that. And then the overall winner was Casey Johnson, so he scored an extra $5,000 for solid finishes. So yeah, Casey Johnson definitely having a great week. We'll see if he can continue that to roll. This Friday, the Midwest Tour will be at Madison International Speedway for the Howie Leddow Classic. The Midwest Truck Series will be the support class for that event. And then today is the Short Track Nationals at Slinger. I don't know, Todd, if you want to go into more on that.
Small Car National, Action Power Sports Small Car Nationals. It's $40 for a family to get in tonight. And if you bring your UTV, you get a $5 discount, and you get to be in the parade on the racetrack. Well, I mean, that's living right there. We've got some other things to talk about, which we will do when we come back. Please stay with us.
If you like racing, don't miss this. See the stars and cars of the ASA Midwest Tour in Fade Madison International Speedway. Friday night, July 24th, it's the $5,000 to win Howie Leddow Classic by Tech Dairyland 100. See super late models and Midwest trucks on Wisconsin's fastest half mile. Advanced discount tickets at MISRacing.com. Make your plans now. The Howie Leddow Classic by Tech Dairyland 100. Friday night, July 24th. See ASA super late models at Madison International Speedway. And you just gotta be there.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines. Just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
A couple of notes. The 2026 Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame voting is open. I encourage everyone to vote. What you have to do is go to their website, Southeast Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame, and you click on ballot, and you get an application for a ballot. This is all kind of done for several reasons, but it's about security. They will ask you on the application what your relationship is with the Hall of Fame or some crap like that. It's only for security. Tell them you're a fan. That's good. That's all you have to be. There's nothing special about it. Anybody can vote. And the names on this year's ballot, the nominees this year include Jim Trado, Butchie Hafman, Jerry Kindler, Greg McCarnes, J.R. Dodd. I think I might have called him Junior last week. I'm not sure that that's it. I don't really know Mr. Dodd, so I'm going to call him J.R. Tim Crimmings, George Bauman, Randy Kamenik, Herbie Duvall, and Scott Cuxhouse. Pick up to 5 of those 10 and put your ballot in. It's pretty important. How about that race at Slinger? The lap money, and a great job once again to you folks, everybody that got together to donate money. The 91 car took home the most lap money at $6,184. The 9 car was next, and how about the job Derek Kraus did leading in the beginning of that thing, $6,131. Then third place in lap money was the 4 car. I mean, how about that? $5,378, and after that it was much less. But Derek Kraus, between his win on Monday, his lap money on Tuesday, that was over $13,000 for those folks. How great is that? I mean, and by the way, that was the biggest payday of Casey Johnson's career. The guy had no marks on his car. Do you think that had something to do with it? And how about the job that Austin Nason did to finish second? That kid in the 81 car was pretty impressive, too, Carson Brown. And shout out to Jesse Bernhagen coming through the last chance race to finish 4th in the Slinger Nationals. Those middle school principals do all right for themselves, don't they? I was impressed overall by the whole thing.
You know, I got to actually throw a shout out to the 7 car, Mitch Haver. I mean, he qualified on time and had a top 10 finish in the Nationals for his first time making that race. And that was pretty good. I don't think a lot of people figured he'd be around at the end, and he was.
He certainly has improved by leaps and bounds over the last short time. So that was pretty good. Wow. We got right through it, didn't we? If you are interested in sticking around for the Hangover Show, I'm going to give you some medical education. I'm going in for a new heart valve this week. Ooh, wait till you hear about this. Hey, real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our engineer is Matt Losi, and for all of us involved with the program, we consider it an honor that you take some time out of your Sunday morning to listen in, and we'll see you next week, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985.
Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.